Alright, so let's talk some more about YCS Kansas City. Just had some thoughts, do a little bit of theory. So I mentioned previously we got with the Lagia and Dolka. And I bring this up because the deck doesn't exactly scare me. It's just that it's really difficult to play against that deck because, first turn they drop the Lagia. It's basically a solemn judgment on legs. And then to follow up, they drop the Dolka, and it's basically a double Divine Wrath on legs or Herald of Orange Light on legs. So what the Rescue Rabbit player can do is they first turn Rescue Rabbit, drop Lagia, whatever his name is, set a couple of back rows and pass turn if they go first. And not only do you have to bait their back rows, you also have to bait Lagia. Can't do anything about that, then the next turn they drop the Dolka. So now they're sitting on a dude that can negate your monster effects twice and a dude that can negate one of your actions once in addition to their back rows. This deck runs cards like Forbidden Lance, and so that you can't bottomless or compulsory or de-prison. Also, they run like Starlight Road because oftentimes they'll go if they go second, or if they let's say their second turn, if they're going second, they might set Starlight Road and something else past turn, and you do whatever. You set Bottomless Trap Hold. Their turn comes around, they go Rescue Rabbit into their two dinosaurs. You flip Bottomless, trying to banish both of their dinosaurs, and they flip Starlight Road. So now they have a Stardust and a Lagia on board, and that's like even more difficult to overcome. Another deck that I'm really concerned about is the rise in popularity of Karakuri, and I'm familiar with the deck. I've ran the deck on multiple occasions. I ran the deck at YCS Anaheim, and so I'm familiar with both the pure versions and all the other bastardizations of the deck. So I'm looking at maining things like just the tech Cyber Dragon. I don't own a Roach, so I always have that free slot in my extra deck. So I'm considering in my extra deck the 15th card being a Chimera Fortress Dragon, because thanks to Jeff Jones, people are going to be main decking 2 to 3 Cyber Dragons, so I can always go Reborn under Cyber Dragon, and then making the Chimera Tech with all their face-up Karakuri synchros and whatnot. But being a plant player, or I'm sorry, synchro summon player, the deck is really tight. You only have maybe 2 to 3 slots to work with, and so that makes squeezing the Cyber Dragon in there kind of difficult in the main. So you have to toy with things like how many Caius do I run, or do I run any? Do I go with a minimalistic trap lineup? Do I cut key spell cards, or what have you? And right now I'm just considering not running the Call of the Haunted, not just because many players have said that the card is underwhelming or terrible. I still like the card. It pulls off amazing combos. You set your Call of the Haunted in turn. Next turn you go off with Lone Fire, Dandelion if you don't have the Reborn. And but I'm going to need more offensive capabilities, more outs, and Call of the Haunted more or less is a combo card. So I'm considering replacing that with maybe the Tech Bottomless Trap Hole, maybe a Tech Dimensional Prison. I'm really liking Compulsory Evacuation Device. It is so funny when you have your Thunder King on board and you're going against the agent player. They go Venus and the Gachi, and you have no response. So okay, well cool, I have a 2000, I run over your Thunder King, you can pulse their Gachi, doesn't start a replay, and Venus drops back down to 1600, and that's the end of that. Other things is the compulsory can force a negation with Gaia. In the mirror match, You can bounce away their combo when they're trying to go off with Librarian. They're trying to go off with Tengu and Synchro and whatnot. You bounce away their tuner. You bounce away their formula. You bounce away whatever. Saves you from Caius in the mirror match. You need to go off with that Dandelion or Sang in the next turn. They drop Caius. You can pulse your monster to save it. You know, it doesn't really, you know, you take 2400 to the face possibly, but you save your monster, and, you know, it's just things like that. You know, not to mention bouncing away a Christia so you can special summon and make your plays that way. So the card has a lot of really good applications. I'm also looking at Forbidden Lance and Forbidden Chalice, either in the side or main. Just whatever I can to get that edge. I'm not too sure. I wanted to share it, but I'll just go ahead. I am not really a proponent of Leeching the Light. I've seen the card work. It's amazing. I'm now running Scapegoats in my build, so I know the power of putting all your goats in attack mode, Leeching the Light, swinging for game. But I feel that Smashing Ground is a more universal sideboard tech, because you can, again, it's another card you can use against Legaia. You can use it against Pareto, because that thing is huge. You can use it against Grapha. And I just feel that those are more universal cards. I didn't run Leeching Light at the regional. It worked out for me because when I faced Machina Gadget and a couple other different decks, just smashing away other monsters, you know, I felt really good about that. So, you know, who knows? I could be in a situation where Leeching the Light could have been the linchpin, or it could just be, well, Smashing Ground did the job Leeching Light would have done anyway. And that'll be all to see. All there is to it. Well, I have more for you as I think about the things that are coming up. WK Dad, Road to YCS Part 2.